Hi there, beautiful angels. I just wanted to stop in and ask a question to all those wives and husbands out there. My friend the other day told me about a conversation she had with her husband, and I realized that was almost the exact script of a conversation that I have had with my husband, probably hundreds of times throughout our 17-year marriage. So I'm going to play out a skit for you. A bill comes, and let's say your husband or wife comes home and you communicate with them that bill is due at such and such time. When would you like me to pay it? If you're like us, we own our own business, so the money's kind of like waves, So I really have to make sure I communicate with him because he might have to buy some big equipment or pay our distributors or waiting on a check and don't know when it will come. So we have to communicate very, very well in order to know, whether or not, because it could cut us short. It could make it to where he couldn't pay for his equipment, whatever, pay the help, whatever. We're not freaking rich, unfortunately, despite years of positive thinking. Like, one day when we're rich, that type of positive thinking still hasn't happened yet. It'll happen, though. I know it will. Anyway, so you communicate with your significant other that this bill is due at such and such time, and they tell you, hold off. Just give me a day to a week, whatever. Okay. So the amount of time goes by, and, hey, babe, is it okay now if I pay that bill? What bill? The power bill, the one that we talked about last week when you told me to hold off on paying it. We never talked about no power bill. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm telling you what, my husband is the world's worst for that. And so many times I have wished that I had hit record on my phone, so when we're having conversations, important conversations about bills, about kids, about anything, date night, any of that stuff, because he will argue with me that we didn't have this conversation. Now, I will say that the roles have been reversed when he's told me something and I don't freaking remember it. But the difference between him and I is that he'll tell me about the conversation we had and about when we had it and stuff, and I might argue with him for a minute because I don't remember. But eventually that memory comes back to me. For him, he'll argue with me till the day he dies that we didn't ever have that conversation. He don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and I'm crazy. And it'll never come back to him. I just wonder how many other married couples have these same conversations. One of you forgets something and the other one is pissed or whatever. It's one of those things that I think at the end of the day you just really have to laugh about instead of getting upset and remembering that your significant other has just as much stress on them as you do. It's just a different kind of stress. Like for my husband and I stay at home and I take care of all that stuff. I pay bills when he makes the money. And see, he goes to work and he makes the money. And yes, some people might think that his job is harder than my job. And I would say more physically, yes. But mentally, I would say I probably have the tougher job because I run the house. He does some of the grocery shopping just because of my anxiety issues and stuff like that. But I do all the kids' doctor's appointments, and both my kids have significant medical conditions like scoliosis and asthma, so they have lots of extra doctor's appointments like physical therapy and this, that, and the third, and then dentist appointments and the bills and school and sports and after school activities and all their meals and their clothes and everything like that. And cleaning the house and stuff like that, that's all on me, and I have to remember all that, and it gets super stressful. And also, when we are like work is slow and stuff like that, I worry, is my husband going to be able to, I stress about that. And my husband, he's been doing this for a long time, and he's got degenerative disc disease, so he hurts all the time, and the kind of work that he does just makes it that much worse in crawl spaces, in attics, climbing ladders, carrying heavy equipment and heavy tool bags. So I constantly worry that something is going to happen to him physically. So all I'll say is that for couples, when you have these little issues in your marriage, just remember that after you've been married for so long, it is so easy to take for granted, lose respect, and just resent one another. But just remember, just because one's making the money and one's taking care of the home and or whatever it is, does not make your job or his job or her job less significant than yours. You guys are equal in this partnership, and in the beginning of your relationship, you guys remembered that. So did we. It is so easy to forget that you guys are partners in crime. And after years and years and years, you become roommates. If you're not careful, you can really become roommates. Kids, bills, all these things become higher priorities than each other. Set up a date night once a month. I mean, I understand it's hard. My husband and I do not have the support system that most people have for our kids. Grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles cannot pick our kids up. My dad is blind. My stepmom works. His mom lives way far away. So it's just him and I. And we still do our best. We've kind of got slack on it. I do have to admit that. I will take my accountability because we have gotten slack on date night, and I wish we hadn't. And I always do better about that since it's forefront in my mind all of a sudden. But just remember that just because you don't see it doesn't mean that your partner's job is not just as significant as yours, just as hard, just as stressful. Just because they don't say it does not mean that they don't love you and respect and appreciate your job. It is so easy to forget after you've been together for a long time that the other person needs to hear things from you. They need to hear that they're doing a good job. They need to hear that they're loved. They also need to be shown that you appreciate them and you love them and you're still attracted to them. You have to remember to take time out for each other. And one of the things that I've found over the years is when we have little disagreements or arguments, or, he doesn't remember something that I'm telling him and it's important that he should. It was important. It needed to be remembered. Instead of it, like I can feel it getting heated, but instead of letting it get that way, because he knows how to goad me too. He can get me, make them little freaking comments that just in my mouth. Like I said, no filter. And I'm one of those people that feel like I need to get the last word a lot of time in order to feel like I won. So I've really had to work hard at this, but if I feel it getting heated, I just say my piece as nicely as I can and not with an attitude, and I don't say it walking away, because that is a big thing. When you mumble and you walk away, it sounds like a smart ass comment, right? So I'll tell him, look, I'm telling you, we had this conversation, but it's no big deal. It's all good. It's actually kind of funny because we've done this repeatedly and roles reverse. Don't forget to humble yourself a little bit when you confront your significant other. Always remember to humble yourself. Remind them of a time when you did the same thing. It helps them see that you're not attacking them. And then just kind of get a little laugh out of it, Just laugh as you say, we've had this conversation, but it's all good, babe. No worries. We've had it now. Nothing that can't be fixed. So, love you and move along. And just remember that each of you, without your husband, your family unit can't work. Without you, your family unit can't work. Without your wife, your family unit can't work, because each of you have a job. But you got to remember that nobody's job is more important than the others. Nobody's job is above the others, because you guys are equal partners in this. Just remember how you used to feel when you guys first got together. Try to take time for each other and appreciate why it was that you got into this commitment in the first place. It's easy to forget. And I hope that that helps some of you out there. I know I've been married for 17 years, and it is my best friend and I always say whenever we're having an issue, you can't have it all. Whenever I'm venting to her about my husband, she'll remind me, you can't have it all. Because my husband is a hard worker, but he's a fucking asshole. He does not care about hurting your feelings. When he has something to say, he fucking says it. He's not a talker like me, so it hurts and stings more when he says it. But you know what? He's a good man. He loves me. He takes care of this family. You can't have it all, right? I am an amazing housekeeper, and I'd like to think I'm a good mom and wife. You know, I take care of everything so he doesn't have to worry about anything with the kids. He just gets to enjoy a quality relationship with them. But I can be a bit talkative, bossy, loud, and whiny. You can't have it all, right? Nobody's perfect. You just gotta remember that. And remember to take time out for each other. Just the littlest things, husbands. I can only speak as a wife. But the littlest things, when you come home after a hard day of work and you notice that your wife is covered in sweat, hair up in a ponytail, the house looks clean, make sure you tell her, hey babe, you've been working your butt off, haven't you? The house looks really nice. That one statement right there, if you tell them that and you continue to just make that little statement or offer to help when you see her running around the house, she'll probably turn you down. But those two things right there, if that don't get you ass, then I don't know, you screwed. Because my husband will do the dishes, and or he'll give me a compliment. He'll walk in and tell my daughter she's beautiful, and that's the day that he remembers. Instead of just walking past me and telling her she's beautiful, he'll remind me too, and then he'll go do the dishes. Yeah, you better bet. I pay it forward that night. It guaranteed. Sorry, guys. I know, TMI. Anyway, y'all enjoy your marriages because they are so, so awesome. It is an endless sleepover with your favorite fucking weirdo. I mean, how much better can that get? Right? All right. Bye, crazy, beautiful angels. Have a wonderful night.